before. You're a student leader. You've raised issues for your people. Then VC says he wants to meet you. Well, he must spell out the terms of reference of the meeting so that my members know why I'm coming to meet you.
Yeah, I'm sure they know.
I hope they
the
do.
People who have been invited,
otherwise, it becomes an attempt to use the power of the state to suppress the views of the people.
No,
so I am saying otherwise. There has to be clarity in terms of what the terms of the meeting are. There must be media coverage. So we hear for ourselves. Because everything the people have said has been ventilated to the media.
This is not a private matter.
Let's talk to Ransford Gyampo. He's the president of the Professor Ransford Gyampo, by the way. He ended Professor Ransford Gyampo, president of the UTAG, University of Ghana. Good morning, Prof. Thanks for joining us.
Morning, Bernard. Thanks for having me.
Great. We have had indication from segments of organized labor that they've been invited to some meeting at the Jubilee House to deliberate on the Galamsey matter. We are not sure if UTAG has been invited or UTAG is aware of this meeting.
It's your call that woke me up, so I'm not aware of this. I have to check on the organized labor platform. But at the time we met to declare this strike from 10th of October, we knew that definitely once you say you have declared strike, the politician would want to throw views, a spanner into your view by deliberately creating an impression that we want to talk about it, come for a meeting and all that. But some of us took serious exception to that kind of bogus strategy of the politician. You know, when we issued several different letters saying that we would strike if nothing is done about our demands, then the government quickly said they have formed an interministerial committee chaired by Kandapa, and suddenly they wanted us to have meetings with them. They held one meeting at Alisa Hotel where we ventilated our grievances about the existential threat of Galamsey and the need for government to do something about it. They said, give us a few days, 1 week, we're going to, we've heard what you said and we're going to revert. They never got back to organized labor. They didn't say anything. This is typical of this particular government. Anytime labor goes into agreement with them, and for some reason they cannot honor the agreement, they do not even have the sense of courtesy to reach out to the leadership of leaders and say that, we said we're going to do X, Y, Z, but for ABC reason we are unable to do, so give us some time. They can't even do that. They don't have the courtesy to even do some of these things. And so they never reverted to labor. Now, when we met at the organized, at the TUC office to declare this, people brought out these views that the suggestion that what should we do when they call for meetings, and some of us indicated that look, we know this is what they will be doing, but we shouldn't honor such invitation. But of course, others felt that look, when they call for such meetings, we could go, but our position should remain intact. But it is so unproductive that you know what to do, you won't do. You force people to speak a certain language, then you call them behind the scenes, and you want to deal with leadership. This particular government, the attitude it resorts to in dealing with problems is always about dealing with leadership rather than dealing with problems. They always want to talk to leaders rather than speaking to addressing problems. And that is needless and bogus strategy aimed at not solving problems but tackling those who lead labor. It doesn't make sense to me. This is
so what is UTAG's resolve? You know, when organized labor announced the strike, it was signed by the three, the forum, the GFL, and then TUC. Are we to presume that includes bodies like UTAG?
The reason why we give up to 10th, and people who do not know how organized labor operates. Simply saying that why didn't you immediately say that the strike is effective that same Monday? And they don't understand. It is organized labor. It is the coming together of various labor unions to form organized labor. And so once we met to take that decision, we are supposed to go back to our various constituent labor union bodies and then to tell them about this decision and to carry them all on board, get their buy-in, carry them all on board, and then we all will strike. And so for UTAG, for instance, yesterday, an emergency National Executive Committee meeting was held. And each labor union has its own process of going about an industrial action. UTAG, for instance, we would have to vote among the various public university, in the campus of public university, to carry that motion and then to strike. And we'll do so before the 10th, and then follow suit with the directives that were given to us, the decision that we took last Monday. Other labor unions have their own processes of also voting to be in ad idem with the decision that has been taken. And so that's the reason why then we had to give ourselves 1 week. So the 1 week is not for government to respond to us, because government clearly has no political will to respond to us. We are aware of these bogus machinations where they will assemble a few leaders and would want to talk to them behind the scenes. We were aware of that, and then we have antidote against those bogus machinations. We've told them that if they call them and they want to go, they should involve all of us. All of us want to go some. Otherwise, when they go, they should just go and listen to them. But for our resolve and our decision, nothing can be done to those resolves and decisions we've taken unless whatever we are looking for, is granted. And even if whatever we are looking for is granted in the meeting that they may have with these people who have invited them, they will still have to come back to us to brief us, for us to agree before anything else can be done. And so it's becoming one too many. The strategy to divide the front of labor, we know, and we have antidote to those strategies, and so let them go on.
Thank you, Professor Ranford Gyampo, President of University of Ghana, UTAG. Thanks for talking to us. He was responding to the latest development within the Galamsey issue. When we come back, we'll deal with another dimension where the MP for Asante Akim South, Kweku Asante Boateng, has been talking about the real reason why government is reluctant to aggressively deal with the problem. He says it has to do with the elections. But let's bring you tech and social media trends.